If you grew up in the 1970s, you don't just remember a different time. You remember a different pace of life, a different kind of childhood, one that would look almost unbelievable to someone born after 2005. There were no tracking apps, no constant check-ins, no digital proof of where you were. You left the house in the morning with a bike, a few dollars, and a loose agreement to be back before dinner. And somehow, you figured things out. That kind of freedom does something to the brain. When you're forced to solve problems on your own at a young age, you build internal trust. You learn that confusion isn't fatal, that mistakes aren't the end of the world. You develop a quiet belief. I'll manage, even if you have no clear plan. But the psychology of that generation didn't start in the 70s. It started in the homes they were raised in. Many of their parents had lived through war, economic struggle, or cultural upheaval. Those experiences created adults who valued resilience over expression. They didn't always explain their emotions. They modeled endurance. Kids absorbed that without realizing it. Responsibility wasn't announced. It was expected. You helped, you repaired, you adapted. If something broke, you tried to fix it before replacing it. If something went wrong, you handled it. That environment builds a certain mental toughness, not loud confidence, not performative strength, just steadiness, a sense that life is demanding but survivable. Now compare that to someone born after 2000. From early childhood, they've lived inside a constant stream of information. Messages, alerts, opinions, infinite comparison. Their brains have been trained to switch focus every few seconds. They've grown up connected to everyone, but rarely disconnected from anything. That doesn't make them weak. In many ways, they're incredibly adaptable, creative, and socially aware. But the cost is mental fatigue. When your mind never fully powers down, it's harder to build that same internal stillness. The 70s generation learned independence through distance. The modern generation learns connection through proximity. One was shaped by physical freedom, the other by digital immersion. So which environment builds more resilience? The quiet one, where you had to rely on yourself? Or the fast one, where you're constantly adapting to change? There's no simple answer. Every era creates strengths and blind spots. But here's the real question. Do you feel grounded in yourself or constantly pulled by everything around you? Tell me in the comments, were you born before 1980 or after 2000? And which generation do you think had the tougher psychological landscape? If you enjoy deep dives into generational psychology and how different eras shape the way we think and behave, subscribe to the channel. We break down the patterns most people never stop to question.